Enter pursued by bear. I am finally bored enough again that I'm back. Nothing highbrow here. This is low-hanging Shakespeare. So, what I want to work on today is a speech from the little-known play, Julius Caesar. But instead of doing a sonnet today, I want to do this speech because on a whim, I've decided I'm going to audition for a production of Hamlet that's coming up here locally. I have not auditioned for anything theatrical in probably 2 years now. Maybe close to 3 years. And I haven't auditioned for anything at all in a year now. I'm not going into this audition really expecting to get anything, but I'm more expecting to practice my auditioning skills. If you don't use them, you lose them. I'm going into this audition tonight. That's right. The audition is tonight. With just this speech that I have from ages and ages and ages ago, but I haven't really worked on it in a long time. I think I've memorized it, but I don't think I've really properly worked on it to get it up to snuff before I take it and I go and do it in front of people. This speech comes from Julius Caesar, Act 4, Scene 3. And I will read it directly out of the Hanging Shakespeare. We'll start with Cassius saying, "I denied you not." Brutus says, "You did." "I did not. He was but a fool that brought my answer back. Brutus hath rived my heart. A friend should bear his friend's infirmities, but Brutus makes mine greater than they are. I do not, till you practice them on me. You love me not. I do not like your faults. A friendly eye could never see such faults. A flatterer's would not, though they do appear as huge as high Olympus." Now begins the speech that I will be performing in about 3 hours. "Come, Antony and young Octavius, come, revenge yourselves alone on Cassius, for Cassius is aweary of the world, hated by one he loves, braved by his brother, checked like a bondman, all his faults observed, set in a notebook, learned and conned by rote to cast into my teeth. Oh, I could weep my spirit from mine eyes. There is my dagger, and here my naked breast, within a heart dearer than Pluto's mine, richer than gold. If thou be'st a Roman, take it forth. I that denied thee gold will give my heart. Strike as thou didst at Caesar, for I know when thou didst hate him worst, thou lovedst him better than ever thou lovedst Cassius." So, we've got a little drama between the two buddies, Cassius and Brutus. One says, "I asked you for gold and you didn't give it to me." And the other says, "What are you talking about? The guy who told you I wouldn't help you out was an idiot." "Okay, so fine, I didn't give you gold. Great, kill me then. 'Cause I'll be dead. How about that?" So it's this drama that's I asked you for money, that just immediately jumps up in true Shakespearean fashion to, "Well, just go ahead and kill me then." Ugh! So we're gonna go line by line, sentence by sentence, and rewrite this speech into my own words. "Come, Antony and young Octavius, come. Revenge yourselves alone on Cassius, for Cassius is aweary of the world." So, Antony and Octavius, come here. Get your revenge on me. Just me. I'm the only one that deserves any sort of punishment for any of my actions. Why? Because I'm fucking sick of it here. This planet sucks. I want off. How do I put that into better words? Hey, Antony and young Octavius. These are two guys that were affected by the murder, the assassination of Julius Caesar, who would be looking for revenge for Caesar's death. Cassius is saying, I'll take the full punishment. I deserve the full punishment because I'm just so tired of being alive. Why am I sick of the world? Hated by one he loves, braved by his brother, checked like a bondman, all his faults observed, set in a notebook, learned and conned by rote to cast into my teeth. Basically, I can't do anything right, can I? I'm just a piece of shit. I suck at everything I do. Everything I touch, I break. Hated by Brutus, and I think he's also saying that Brutus is his brother as well, and he's saying that he's being defied. He's appealing to Brutus, and Brutus is not interested. How do you spell bond? Bound, botch, border, boot, bookish, bondman, bondsman, serf, slave. Punished like a child, maybe? We'll go with that. Not really the definition of bondman or slave, but I think we can all relate better to being treated like a child than we can relate to being treated as a slave, I think. And then I think we can all relate as well to all his faults observed, set in a notebook, learned and conned by rote. Everything I do wrong, you're looking at me. You're judging me you're looking for every little thing that I'm doing wrong. You're putting it in a notebook, you're writing it down, and then you're learning it and memorizing it. Why? So that you can throw it in my face when it will benefit you and it will make me feel bad. Oh, I could weep my spirit from mine eyes. I don't know how I would say that. I don't know how I would word that as anything other than I could weep my spirit from my eyes. I think that it's interesting to note that this is one of those triggers in Shakespeare that he kind of peppers throughout a lot of speeches, where you now know that Cassius is such the drama queen that he's weeping. He's crying now. Now I don't think I've actually seen a Cassius openly weep at this point, but if I had the skills as an actor, I would give it a go. I think that the combination of that O being a sound of like guttural torment and expelling emotion, to me, that says that he's not fighting back tears. And if he is, he's in a real fight. But I'm going to say I could cry my eyes out. And now is when it gets very dramatic. There is my dagger, and here my naked breast. Okay, so my knife is over there, and here's my heart. Here's my chest. There's my sword. Fucking do it. Just after he's talked about I could weep my spirit from mine eyes, and then he leaps to just go ahead and stab me in the heart then. Top tier. Within, a heart dearer than Pluto's mine, richer than gold. Pluto, the god of the netherworld, and thus of gold and silver mines. So more valuable than, I'm going to say, just all the gold to have ever existed. If thou beest a Roman, take it forth. You call yourself Roman? Take my heart. Go on then, kill me. Too easy. I that denied thee gold will give my heart. Yeah, okay, yeah, so I didn't give you the gold. But you know what? Now I'm giving you my heart. I'm giving you this opportunity to murder me. Now, for my very favorite line. Strike, as thou didst at Caesar. Stab me. just like you did to Caesar. For I know, when thou didst hate him worst, thou lovedst him better than ever thou lovedst Cassius. Stab me, just like you stabbed Caesar, because I know when you hated him the worst, you still loved him better than you have ever loved me. Is he manipulating Brutus, or does he honestly feel this hurt? I don't know. Questions for the actor, whoever plays this part. Not me. I'm just pretending to play this part. So normally, when we talk about Shakespeare and meter, we're talking about iambic pentameter. 5 iambs. Unstressed syllable and then a stressed syllable. So if we read that first line, it fits, but we don't want to overlook come, Antony, and young Octavius come. I think we need to let those first and last words really set each other off. I love that it starts on an emphasized word. He's really jumping in there with the melodrama, with that come, Antony, and young Octavius come. Revenge yourselves alone on Cassius. I don't think there's anything too crazy in that. I think that fits the meter pretty well. For Cassius is a weary of the world. Hated by... Nope. Hated. So this breaks the iambic pentameter, and we've got the reverse syllables at the front. Hated by one he loves, braved by his brother. This whole line is kind of weird. And I think that shows us that at this point in the speech, Cassius's melodrama is so high that he's just desperate to get his reasons out for why he's sick of the world. That it doesn't even follow the patterns anymore. He's just got to get it out. So I'm going to emphasize hated, braved, following the word loves. That's 2 emphasized syllables right next to each other. So that also breaks the rhythm. And then we've got braved by his brother. So we've got some alliteration. Very good. Checked like a bondman follows that same structure as hated by one he loves, braved by his brother, checked like a bondsman. All of those follow that same emphasis at the first syllable. All his faults observed. All faults. You hear that vowel? That's nice. Set in a notebook. Learned and conned by rote. All of those have the normal emphasis. Good job, Shakespeare. To cast into my teeth. Oh, I could weep. Cast. It has that plosive just sounds kind of violent. Expressive spitting that you would get onto your scene partner. Now the next part of the line is all monosyllabic. Oh, I could weep my spirit from mine eyes. You'll notice in that sentence, the one word that isn't monosyllabic is spirit. So you can really punch that word spirit. There is my dagger. I personally would emphasize there is my dagger. And there could be an argument for there is my dagger. I think it sounds a little weird. But I think we're saying maybe he pulls his dagger at this moment and slams it on a table. There is my dagger. And here my naked breast within a heart. Dearer than Pluto's mine, richer than gold. We're not going to say dearer than Pluto's mine. Nope. Again, we have the swapped syllables. Dearer than Pluto's mine, richer than gold. If that thou beest a Roman, take it forth. I have always said, if thou beest a Roman. I've been doing this speech half-assedly for 7 years, and I've never noticed if that thou. If that thou beest a Roman, take it forth. So if I have if at the beginning of a line in Shakespeare, I will usually emphasize it because for me, that sets up the conditional that's about to follow. There is an argument to be made that it should be read as, if that thou beest a Roman, take it forth. My personal kind of almost a rule for me is I really punch that if. I that denied thee gold will give my heart. Flipping our emphasized syllable to the word I here instead of that. Gold, give, heart. There's a lot of good sounds in there that can really inform how you're feeling there as well. Had to open the cat's window. So now my lighting is weird. Oh well. Anything for my little baby kitty. Strike as? No. Strike as thou didst at Caesar. For I know. All of those words except for the last one are monosyllables. When thou didst hate him worst, thou lovedst him better than ever thou lovest Cassius. I'm going to reread it from the book. Come, Antony and young Octavius, come. Revenge yourselves alone on Cassius. For Cassius is aweary of the world. Hated by one he loves. Braved by his brother. Checked like a bondman. All his faults observed. Set in a notebook. Learned and conned by rote to cast into my teeth. Oh, I could weep my spirit from mine eyes. There is my dagger, and here my naked breast. Within, a heart dearer than Pluto's mine, richer than gold. If that thou beest a Roman, take it forth. I that denied thee gold will give my heart. Strike as thou didst at Caesar, for I know when thou didst hate him worst, thou lovedst him better than ever thou lovest Cassius. So that was fun. I like to, when I'm preparing a speech, to go really high and really crazy, and then I'll like to go really subdued and really calm sometimes. I'm gonna read it now again. I'm gonna keep it chill. I'm gonna be a chill guy. Come, Antony and young Octavius, come. Revenge yourselves alone on Cassius. For Cassius is aweary of the world, hated by one he loves, braved by his brother, checked like a bondman, all his faults observed, set in a notebook, learned and conned by rote, to cast into my teeth. I could weep my spirit from mine eyes. There's my dagger, and here my naked breast. Within, a heart dearer than Pluto's mine, richer than gold. If that thou beest a Roman, take it forth. I that denied thee gold will give my heart. Strike as thou didst at Caesar. For I know when thou didst hate him worst, thou lovest him better than ever thou lovest Cassius. That was also fun. I would love just quiet, whispered melodrama. Brutus and Cassius, they're like so close that they're almost kissing. And he says, come, Antony and young Octavius, come, revenge yourselves alone on Cassius. It would be disgusting. I would love it. So I don't have much to say else about this particular piece, other than I think I've got a renewed vigor for it. I've discovered some things about it that even after 7+ years of kind of knowing this speech, I discovered things that I'd never thought about or didn't even realize I should be thinking about. As always, if you have any questions or suggestions or comments, leave them in the comments. Hit me up on Discord or Instagram or Patreon or my personal website. Anywhere. ReeseHarp.com. It's great hanging out with you. I will catch you next time on Low Hanging Shakespeare.